I like to do many things. If tomorrow they ask me to act, I can do. If tomorrow they ask me to write a book, maybe I can do. I love life. I love doing things. I'm full of curiosity.
Fashion is the area of many temptations, luxury, scandals. The model in the 90s became a worldwide phenomenon. It was the golden era of supermodels who became real rock stars of the fashion world. Designers idolized them, and girls all over the world imitated them and imagined themselves in their place in their dreams. Many girls still dream of catching the same admiring glances as Naomi Campbell, Shalom Harlow, Carla Bruni, Claudia Schiffer, Cindy Crawford, and others. Models are ideals in the face of other people, but no one knows what is happening behind the model's life.
It's been an incredible experience in a lot of ways. I mean, I've seen the entire world.
The supermodels of the 90s turned the fashion world upside down. They began to appear on the covers of magazines. They began to be invited to various talk shows to interview them. These are no longer faceless girls. They began to be recognized on the streets, and their contracts were much more expensive than those of many actors and singers. So it all started with an exemplary trio: Linda Evangelista, Christy Turlington, and Naomi Campbell. Naomi Campbell said that in the early 90s, there was a case when she didn't pass the casting for the Dolce & Gabbana show because of the color of her skin. And then girls supported her and, in protest, refused to participate in the show without Naomi. In the future, this trio turned into the Golden Five. Cindy Crawford and Tatiana Pettis were added to the girls. Their photo was published on the cover of Vogue in 1990. People have always been interested in apparel. Each of us wants to look better in the eyes of other people. You feel much more confident in a Versace dress. You feel like a part of something big. Versace Collection 1995 made a splash. Giovanni Versace showed the world what real elegance is. Models amazed everyone. There were Claudia Schiffer, Naomi Campbell, Cindy Crawford, Carla Bruni, Kate Moss, Linda Evangelista, and others. In conversation with Vogue, he expanded on his approach. It's the body consciousness of today's women that gives the return to glamour a real current attitude. It's all about basic forms with wonderful shapes and a great attention to the cut. It was a very sexy collection that showed what a woman can be: exquisite, alluring. The model's luxurious hair gave the hairstyle a retro appeal, proving once again that Versace was the king of sexy evening wear. At that time, the models did not have a clear schedule. They did not have contracts, and they had to work very hard. Shalom Harlow even took a break from her modeling career as her schedule was very grueling. Also in the modeling area, the topic of sex, drugs, and alcohol was often touched upon. The 90s is the legendary era of supermodels. They dictated terms to leading magazines, got roles in movies and music videos, had romances with Hollywood stars, athletes, and millionaires. They were invited to popular talk shows. They were paid simply for showing up at the event. Every girl dreamed of being like the supermodels of the 90s. It was around this time that Heroin Chic came into vogue, thanks to a photo shoot by Kate Moss for Calvin Klein. Many girls began to strive for ideal body like models. Cindy Crawford releases CD with her workouts.
I like to be educated, but I'm so frustrated. Hello to my loneliness. I guess that ignorance is bliss.
It is assumed that the secret of success was in the models' crazy energy and charisma, the way how they carried themselves on the podium. Look at the walk of Naomi Campbell and Shalom Harlow. The 90s is the golden time of unbridled luxury, which we can see in all the photos from the magazines of that time. In the 2000s, trends began to change. The playful mood and unique walks were replaced by dullness. beauty standards have changed. The girls began to offer clear requirements about the body. One of the first to change fashion was Alexander McQueen. He showed a different fashion. Grunge style, very thin models, pale faces, dramatic look. Models stop smiling on the catwalk. They have limited freedom of action on the podium. The podium has ceased to be a show. The catwalk of the models has also changed. Models used to walk more smoothly, but in the early 2000s it became stiff and angular. Why are the models of the 90s so remembered, and even after 30 years we admire them? The secret is that they showed a different world of fashion. People fell in love with their charisma. Each of models was unique. They were not imposed stereotypical standards. 80% of women are afraid to stand out and are afraid of what people will say, so they buy themselves simpler things. Deep down, they still dream of being as bright as famous models, and this is the secret of their success. The girls imagine themselves in the same dresses. They also want to fall in love with themselves. The Golden Five did something that no one had done before in the fashion industry. They have reached the level of such stars as Queen, Madonna, Toni Braxton, Celine Dion, etc. These were simple girls who simply changed the whole world of fashion.
The beginning of the show week, and we're going to start running and moving, eating sandwiches and chips, drinking champagne, changing makeup, changing hair, changing clothes all the time, and well, it's the beginning of the marathon. It's going to be very good fun, I think.